Hey guys, I'm gonna do a quick video here on my entire RC helicopter fleet. At the moment, it's changed a little bit since I first got into this hobby around 9 months ago. Yeah, we'll get started here. I'll start with the little ones. I'll go through what the equipment each one of them has and how long I've had it and all that stuff. First one here is my MSR-X. I actually got this helicopter before I got really serious into the heli hobby. It's probably my oldest helicopter. I actually got it about a year ago when they were still sold as new. I never really got into helicopters at that point. It's just a little fixed-pitched micro helicopter. So I just got something because it was on sale and started to spark interest into these helicopters, but I didn't really get into it until I got that 300X or CFX. Anyway, I think I paid $60 for it, brand new, when they were going on clearance. Only upgraded or mods on this helicopter are the glow-in-the-dark frame and blades, because I couldn't find any of the stock parts when I went to buy them, so I just got the glow-in-the-dark ones. It still flies great, still a fun little helicopter. It has the annoying glitch where if you try and turn left, it'll sort of bank to one side and lose control, but I figured out a mod you can do to fix that, so I'll have to do that in the near future here. But it's still a fun little helicopter. I still fly it around the house a little bit. Next one up is my newest addition to the fleet, is a 130S. They recently came out with this helicopter not too long ago. Blade did. It's a great helicopter. It's really tough. I've already put it in like 3 or 4 times, 2 of those on pavement. The only thing I don't like is the direct drive tail, but I guess that eliminates a lot of the repairs and costs in the tail, so I can live with that. I'll just have to mess with my gains and stuff. It's a great little helicopter. Like I said, I smashed it into concrete, and the only thing I had to replace was the canopy and the gear down there, the drive gear. I bought like 8 spares, so I should be good on that, and I've got a ton of other spare parts. Mods on this one, I've got a micro heli tail blade. It's lighter than the original and better for visibility, and this Angry Birds canopy that I got on eBay. It's fiberglass, so it's going to be tougher. And then of course these O-ring kits. But otherwise, it's a great little helicopter. I love it. I just wanted a little collective pitch heli that I could use to practice, and whenever I crashed, I wouldn't spend as much as I do on these if I drive one in. So yeah, tough little heli. I love it. It's still got linear servos. I use a E-Flite 300 milliamp 3-cell LiPo, so it's got a ton of power. The canopy off there. There's one of the LiPos installed already. Linear servos. It's got a much tougher frame than the original 130X. It uses the 180 CFX head, so it's a lot tougher there. And direct drive brushless tail motor, single tail boom, and a dual brushless motor ESC down there. And then a flybarless AS3X unit. So I really do like this helicopter. I definitely recommend it to get into flying RC helicopters. And with safe technology, you don't have to start out like what I had to do. Is when safe wasn't available, I had to start out with fixed pitch or coaxial helicopters and then move up to a collective pitch. But now that safe technology is available, you can just buy one helicopter and learn off of that. Try and get this canopy on here. It's a little tough to do with one hand. And I'll just leave it off for now. So we'll move on to the next one here, which is my Blade 300 CFX. This is really what got me into the collective pitch helicopters. I bought it back in October. For my birthday, I bought it used. They were just getting rid of them. I got this one used already with some upgrades, but I've thrown in a few myself since I purchased it. Wonderful helicopter. The only drawback to it is the E-Flite DS76 plastic gear servos, the E-Flite ESC, and the E-Flite 320H motor. Basically the whole power system. It's a great airframe. Wish they would have sold it as just a kit, but because the stock electronics were crap, but I just upgraded those and now it's a wonderful helicopter. I've got a aluminum tail case back there with Lynx tail blades and Tarrant 450 tail grips, and I've got some I don't know where those came from. I bought them with a lot of parts. They're just some fiberglass yellow tail fins. I've got the stock tail servo, but some metal tail servo clamps since the plastic ones were always really loose. I've got the AR-7200BX back there. One of the huge benefits to this heli, if you get tired of it, you can pull that off and use it on a bigger size bird. And then I've got a, I think this is, yeah, it's a micro heli canopy on there. I had to drill the holes since it was originally for the 300X. I had to drill the holes different, but that's fine. And Oxy heli blades, since I was tired of spending a bunch of money on carbon fiber blades when I crashed, like 20, 30 bucks a pair. Bought these for 10 bucks and they work just as well. And I love them. All aluminum head. I just put some plastic washout arms there. I put some Spectrum H3050 Metal Gear Cyclics on there so that I didn't have to constantly replace plastic gear servos with the DS76, the stock ones, and some plastic servo arms in there with the Servo Saver mod so that I don't strip servo gears in every crash. Aluminum belt drive there, belt pinion. Then I put in a, I think that's a Carnegie Plush 30 amp ESC. And there it's got a governor and everything. It was only like $17, so I went for it. And a Mystery DS2627, which has about the same power as the 320H, but a lot less bogging. It has a lot more torque, so it's a much better motor. I don't have as much bogging when I do punch outs and stuff like that. So it's still a wonderful helicopter. And then I put some, I believe those are Align 450 skids on the bottom there since I was tired of breaking the stock pairs. So yeah, overall it's a great helicopter. It really got me interested in the hobby. Should be able to get the canopy on this one. There we go. But yeah, this one really jumped my interest in the hobby. Because before it I only had really micros and a Blade 450 3D that I was terrified of flying due to crashing. Next up I've got my 450X helicopter. Grab it here. This actually started its life as a Blade 450 3D. I bought it actually 2 years ago. It was my first helicopter, even before the MSRX. My first collective pitch machine. I never really flew it. I kept it in its box. I got it for like $100 used, so I went for it and with the intention of flying it again, and now it's a 450X with full upgrades. I started upgrading the flybar head, and I started flying flybarless, but and by the time I was flying flybarless, I got bored of flybar and just did all flybarless. So I went ahead and converted this. I was debating whether converting this one or getting a Gaui X3. I just went ahead and converted this since I had most of the parts already, and I'm very glad I did. It's got various upgrades, all micro heli tail parts, some Fusino neon orange tail fins, and KBDD tail blades for better visibility, aluminum tail boom clamps, and a Carnegie tail servo back there. I've got an AR-7200BX on there. Pulled that off of a second 300 CFX that had a glitch, and its flybarless unit went in, and I sent that unit in, got a replacement from Horizon Hobby completely free, and I put it on this one. It was really cool of them. And I've got the Blade optional 450X canopy. I love this paint job. It's very easy to see. And then in here, got the E-Flight 450H motor. A lot more power than the original 440H and lasts a lot longer. The entire aluminum flybarless head upgrade, I bought that on eBay for like $90. And then KBDD main blades, a lot better than the stock blades. A lot more power on punch outs and collective management. I love these KBDD blades. I think I have like 6 extra sets. And then I obviously put some Spectrum H3050 Metal Gear servos on there. Go ahead and throw that canopy back on. The only thing I'm not a fan of on the 450X is the plastic frame tends to break. I had a second one of these not too long ago, but with plastic blade grips, and one of them failed, launched a blade and the helicopter ripped apart, and I ended up finding the frame in like 4 pieces. So not the sturdiest frame, but I can live with that since they're only like $10 to replace, and I generally don't crash this helicopter. Now we move up to more of my nicer machines. First one here, probably my favorite, my SAB Goblin 420. Built this heli out of a new frame kit. I had a lot of help building this heli from a lot of really cool guys on the Facebook CP Helis group. They really helped me out getting me deals on used but great electronics to build it, because at the time I couldn't really afford to buy all brand new electronics. It would have put me way over $1,000 to build this helicopter. But since they all helped me out and I got a good deal from a Goblin dealer for this kit, he gave it to me. I believe they're $420 new. He sold it to me for about $340, which was really nice of him. So I believe it put me around $900 to $1,000 to build this completely. It's all stock. I have changed nothing on this heli, at least from the airframe here, because there's nothing really to change on this heli. It's wonderful. It flies great. Pull the canopy off. I love the look of these Goblins. This was probably the biggest Goblin I could afford to build and repair after it crashes. I was thinking of going for the 500, but parts are more expensive. I can get that canopy off. Very difficult to do this one-handed. This was my first major build of a helicopter. Most of these I've bought used and gotten good deals on them. So here it is. I am running an X-Nova Tarek 930 brushless motor, MKS DS95 cyclic servos, and a BK, I believe 5005 high voltage tail servo. Got an Icon 2 fly-barless unit with rescue. The rescue has already saved this helicopter from a potentially very expensive crash once, so very happy with that. And then I've got 2 Spectrum satellites since I fly it off my DX8. And it runs a 2600 milliamp 6-cell LiPo and Hobby Wing 100 version 3, I believe, ESC with governor. It's a wonderful helicopter. I love the Goblin lineup. If I could afford to, I would definitely have more of this lineup. They're gorgeous helicopters. But maybe I'll be able to pick up the new Goblin Fireball they just came out with not too long ago. That would be a very nice helicopter to get. It's a 280 size helicopter between those two in size. And supposedly they claim that it's a very tough airframe. Just throw that canopy back on there. I do have one mod on there, but it's a stock Goblin mod. It's a magnetic canopy mounts, as it's much easier to remove the canopy that way than the original screw-on canopy mounts. And finally, we move over to my largest machine, which is my Blade 550X. A wonderful helicopter. Unfortunately, I had some vibes appear out of nowhere, and I've been chasing them for about 2 months. I've probably replaced every moving part. This has cost me a lot of money. But I'm going to have some help hopefully soon from a local heli guy who will hopefully help me out figure out those vibes, because I have not been able to figure them out so far. But otherwise, it's an amazing machine. Got a few mods on there. I mean, I'm running rail 96mm carbon fiber tail blades, KBDD 550 main blades. Again, love KBDD blades. I haven't tried these yet. I haven't flown the heli with these blades yet, but if they perform like on my 450, I know I'm going to love them. Got an Angry Birds canopy here with the Align push mounts there. Just remove that real quick so I can show you the inside of the heli. I've got an AR-7210 on this helicopter, which I'm hoping to install rescue soon on it. And then I'm running everything else is stock, E-Flight 550H motor, Spectrum H6040 cyclic servos, and an H6080G, I believe, on the tail, 7210 satellite, and then a Castle 130 ESC, which, and I think I'm running a 2400 RPM on the governor, and everything else is stock on this helicopter. I really have found nothing else worthy of changing on this machine. Got an entire backup kit for this helicopter since they're not made anymore, and I love this helicopter. I hope to continue to fly it. Oh, and I believe I'm running the 16-tooth brass pinion from E-Flight on this helicopter. Compared to the original 14-tooth, can run at higher head speeds. And at the moment, I'm running these Carnegie 5,000 milliamp 6-cell lipos. I'm not a big fan of those because at higher head speeds with the 16 tooth, they heat up a lot. They're only like 20-30C, but I got them with the heli when I bought it. So I'm going to grab some Pulse 45C or 65C 5000s soon here. So hopefully those will be nice. Story behind this one is I got it used from a guy who really needed the money. So he sold this helicopter for me at a deal for $350, which is crazy price considering a lot of these kits sold for around $1,000 as combos, and I got it with 2 lipos, the flavorless unit, and everything. So that was a crazy good deal. But yeah, hopefully I'll be adding at least one more heli to the fleet. I'm hoping the Goblin Fireball, but we'll see what happens. But anyway, yeah, that's my RC fleet. I'll have to do a video on my RC planes here soon and all my other gear. So thanks for watching, and remember to comment, rate, and subscribe.